One of the hardest parts about building a digital practice can be learning CAD and training your staff to design aesthetic cases efficiently and effectively. Hey everybody, Arnold with Evident here, and today we're taking a deep dive into designing a diagnostic Waxup in Exocad. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this step-by-step guide will have you designing like a master. Get ready to wow your patients and close more cases. Let's do this. First things first, let's set up our project in Exocad. Create a new project and make sure to enter all the essential patient details: name, age, any specific dental notes, the works. This information helps Exocad tailor the design to your patient's unique needs. Now, let's get specific. Which teeth are we working on? For this diagnostic Waxup, we'll focus on individual teeth. So, we'll select the tooth number and choose anatomical pontics as our design type. Make sure to unclick those green dots. Those are for bridge connectors, which we don't need for a diagnostic Waxup. Exocad automatically selects the antagonist teeth for you, which is super handy. It's always a good habit to save our file every so often in case anything happens. Now, let's click Design and get started. Alright, let's bring in our intraoral scan data. Getting the orientation right is crucial, especially for creating accurate crown intaglio bottoms. Now, in an ideal scenario, we'd also have a facial scan. This allows us to consider the patient's facial features and design a smile that truly complements their overall appearance. While we don't have one for this case, remember to include it in your workflow whenever possible. If you have a pre-op design or a scan of a temporary restoration, this is where you'd add it. It provides a valuable reference point for your design. You can find the Add Remove Mesh option in Expert Mode. And speaking of Expert Mode, this is also where you can change the tooth library for individual teeth if needed. Maybe you want a slightly different shape for a specific tooth. No problem. Just load a custom model. Now, we'll just choose our tooth library. This is where we consider our patient's age, personality, and desired look. Younger patients often prefer rounded teeth, while older patients might opt for squarer shapes for a more natural appearance. It's super important to keep in mind the patient's desired outcome. Are they going for a Hollywood smile with picture-perfect teeth, or do they want something more subtle? Now let's place our teeth. We'll begin with the anterior midline. It's the foundation of our design. Make sure it aligns perfectly with the patient's facial midline or your pre-op reference. We'll design one half of the arch first, then use the copy mirror feature in Expert Mode to create a symmetrical arch. Remember, symmetry is key. Freeform mode is where the magic happens. This is your chance to unleash your inner artist, refine the tooth shapes, smooth surfaces, and add details like ridges and cusps. Consider the size of the existing teeth and the pre-op design. This gives you a good starting point for what feels comfortable and functional for the patient. Pay close attention to occlusion. Those teeth need to fit together perfectly. Let's switch to a facial view to check our buccal contours. We want to create a natural, flowing aesthetic. Reduce any bulkiness and refine the shapes using the anatomical presets. And don't forget those embrasures. Make sure they're open and triangular to prevent food traps. Set the orientation view as facial view and see if there is missing, or to improve on buccal aesthetics, try to reduce the bulkiness of buccal if some contours are too out. Fine-tune them using anatomic presets functions and make sure they block out all the triangular open embrasures that will prevent food traps. Check the zeniths. Ratio of the gum lines, its heights, and its angles, every factor affects to cosmetic aspects. Again, in case some of the occlusion might have changed during this whole process, double-check the bite and occlusal adjustments. Alright, we're almost there. Before we send this masterpiece to the printer, let's do a final review. Check for any overhangs, evaluate the symmetry one last time, and make sure those occlusal contacts are spot on. Then, once you've made sure everything is good, all that's left to do is to export the file and you're ready to print. Make sure you choose a file format that your 3D printer can handle. STL is usually the go-to, but it never hurts to double check. And don't forget to select the right resolution for optimal detail and print time. And there you have it, a diagnostic Waxup ready to 3D print in-house. The learning curve may seem steep, but if you want more tips and tricks to master dental CAD design, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We've got a ton of valuable content coming your way. Until next time.